Interesting. His introduction is, as a business owner, it's a world you can't ignore. According to the Pew Research Center, 10 years ago, only 7% of U.S. population used one or more social networking sites. Now the figure has increased to 65%. That's almost tenfold. Today, I want to share with you the power social media can have on your business and brand. Okay, Dan.
All right. Thank you, Warren. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. First of all, thank you all for staying extra. I appreciate it. And having an audience for this talk. Hopefully you guys find it informative. The whole goal of my speech today is to talk to you guys a little bit about social media and kind of the power it can have on building your brand and your business. So the first thing I want to ask is how many of you guys are on social media, even if you just have a Facebook page or whatever it is? Pretty much everybody. So like the statistics Warren was saying is 10 years ago only 7% of the population was really actively engaged in social media. That number has climbed up to 65% in the last 10 years. So basically 2 out of every 3 people are on social media. And with the internet nowadays, internet usage, 76% of people that are using the internet are also actively on social media. So pretty much if you're online, you're using social media at some point. So I just want to talk to you guys today about the power of that and kind of give you 5 steps that are going to help build your brand and engagement on social media. And this is going to be beneficial for people that maybe if you don't even own your own business, it could be somebody that's just trying to establish themselves as an expert in their area or their field. It could be somebody who's just trying to promote an event or even just trying to promote a group like Toastmasters or other groups that you're a part of. So the very first baseline thing is developing a public figure page. So this is pretty easy. You can go onto Facebook, it's free. It's very easy to set up. It's very similar if you're setting up a business page. If you're somebody that owns a business, I'd recommend having both a public figure page and a separate page for your business. The reason being is, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm on Facebook and I see somebody just constantly plugging stuff on their business, it's a little bit annoying when it's in your personal Facebook feed. So that way with the public figure page, you can invite people to like it, and it's only people that are really interested in your business. That way it's not in your personal feed. Kind of getting there where people are probably just going to end up unfollowing you if you're always just posting stuff about your business. So this kind of separates the two. I'd recommend having the public figure page and the business page if you are an owner. Basically what the public figure page does is you provide content on that eventually feeds back to your business. So it's good to have both platforms, right? The next thing is targeting and pixeling, and this is honestly probably the most interesting thing. This is something I've learned a lot about just over the last couple of months, actually. So once you create content on your public profile page and you are posting on there, there's various ways to get it out to different audiences. The first thing would be targeting, and there's a million ways to do it. We kind of do it in 3 different ways, but what's really interesting in the targeting is there's so much information and algorithms on Facebook now that I can literally pick exactly who I want my message to go out to. I can send it out. Our business is in Kirkland. I can send my post to 35-year-old females in Kirkland that like fitness. So you can very, very much target your market. So that's kind of why now print ads and stuff like that are more dying, because you can't really control who that's going out to. On social media now, everybody has all their information on social media. I can pick exactly who I want my message to go out to. So it's a very beneficial. It's actually a very cost-effective way to do it. It's not very expensive to actually have a budget on Facebook for your marketing. We've recently, with our marketing, we do 100% of our marketing on social media now. We've actually been very successful with it. So the way the targeting works, the 3 ways that we use it, we will always do posts that just go to radius of our gym. So we're in Kirkland, we'll do a 10-mile radius of our gym. So that way we kind of start to build a fence around the gym in Kirkland and just start to get all our stuff out to people in Kirkland. So we start to establish ourselves as kind of the go-to people in that area. The next thing you can do, which is pretty interesting, is target based off likes. So we just ran a program for a women's transformation program, and we had all these different ads going to the women's program, and all the ads were based off of targeting and what people like. So we had one ad for females that like Lululemon. We had one ad for females that like Fabletica. We had one for people that like Tory Burch, and all these different. I learned actually a lot about women's clothing stuff that I would never learned about before. But it's really interesting because we can have all these different ads going to people that like things that would be similar to what they would be interested in. in our gym, right? And then the third thing that you can do through targeting, which is the most basic one, is you can just target people that have liked your stuff before. So if they've shown any engagement, commented on anything, liked, shared, anything like that, you can just do an ad that goes out to people that have shown that interaction. So they're obviously what we call hot leads because they've already seen your stuff and interacted. The other caveat of that is what's called a pixel. And this is also really interesting. You guys have probably had a pixel happen before and not even know it. So if you guys are on, let's say, Amazon, and you're clicking and you're trying to buy a pair of workout pants, right? And you go through it and you don't even make the purchase, but you're clicking on it, you're showing some interest, and then the next day you're going through your internet feed, and all of a sudden on the right-hand side there's a bunch of ads for yoga pants or whatever you're looking for. Like, oh, that's weird, I was just looking at those yesterday. Well, all that is just a pixel, and it's just a code that is embedded in different posts and different web pages or lead pages or whatever you're using. And once you click on that, you get pixeled so that when I send out information, the people that are pixeled are going to get that information right away. So if you've clicked on our stuff at Cutting Edge before and like it, and we run an ad, you're going to be the first people that are going to get that ad because you've been pixeled. So it's almost kind of scary actually how much information there is on Facebook and how much targeted marketing you can do, but it's very effective. The next thing I want to talk about is content. So all this stuff's great, having the public figure page, targeting, pixeling, getting people to your site and all that stuff. But the bottom line is you want to get them to show interest and stay on your site, and the only way you're going to do that is developing and showing good content. There's a lot of ways to do it. The biggest thing is just making it authentic and kind of unique to you, and how differentiating yourself from your competitors. What makes you different? Kind of what's your authentic voice? What's your message? And that's the biggest thing with content. You can do it through articles, through blogs, through videos. Facebook nowadays is starting to push a lot of Facebook Live, so you can do live videos and live stream it. They're trying to kind of compete with Periscope. So if you do a live video, it actually gets about 5 times more traction than if you just did a written post, just because they're trying to really push that side of Facebook. So that's another interesting way to do it. The biggest thing for us in our content is we're trying to portray a certain message that our gym comes across. So for us, it's that our coaches are knowledgeable, all of our programs are individualized, and that we have a lot of fun. So we want all of our videos, all of our articles to all come back to that, to kind of portray our message of those 3 things. So that's the message we are trying to get across. The next thing is timing, and this is pretty interesting. There's a lot of research out there about what time of day to post on Facebook, just so that the right people see it. We've done this with our business coach a little bit. The times that we post are Mondays and Fridays at noon, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9 a.m. And those have just, for some reason, been the most traction for us. The cool thing with Facebook is you can go through all your posts and see which ones are getting more reach, more comments, more shares, and then see what time of day those are coming. As far as the timing goes, to be relevant, you want to be posting probably once a day or about 5 times a week. If you do 2 posts in a day, you want to spread them out by about 3 or 4 hours, just so that they don't get kind of spammy and back to back. And the average life of a Facebook post is about 3 hours as far as people see it. So if you do multiple posts, keep that in mind. Also keep in mind with that, the more likes and comments and shares that you get, the more Facebook is going to push that out there. They want people to stay on Facebook and read it and stay on the site and make it more of a news site. So the more interaction you get with that, the more it's going to push it to the top of the news feed. If you don't get any interaction on it, no likes or comments, shares, it's going to get buried at the bottom, and nobody's going to see that. So that's where it comes back to having relevant content that people are engaged with and they like and they want to share with their friends and comment on and stuff like that. And the last thing is just networking. So what we try to do is definitely network with other professionals in the area. For us, it'd be like other PTs or doctors or chiros or whatever it is, and just so you can get on each other's platforms and really grow your audience, and maybe do cross-promote each other, and you do a special guest spot on their page, they do a special guest spot on your page or your website or whatever. It's just to get your network bigger and get people to engage a little bit more. So I know it's kind of a lot of information to cover in one speech, but those are just 5 kind of basic steps to start if you're really somebody that's trying to build your brand and authenticity and marketing on Facebook. And hopefully if you start to follow these steps, you'll start to become really known as the expert in your area and start to become the go-to place of where consumers want to go.
Okay, Julie is evaluating.